Hi and welcome to another MRTV Experience Report. I'm here with my fellow German VR content creator, Marco. Marco, hello, how are you doing?
Hey, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Nice to be here again.
Yes, I'm fine too. And exactly, you've been here before. And some of you might remember Marco. He and me, we had been doing an in depth talk about the Varjo VR3 because Marco had the chance to test it out several times here at the MRTV headquarters. And yeah, that was very interesting and great video. And lots of you enjoyed that in depth video. And so we thought, you know what, why not make another one this time about the Varjo Aero, the new headset from Varjo that is aimed at high end consumers or consumers in the high-end VR market. And also, we would like to discuss the Arpara 5K, a very interesting headset that is soon going to go on Kickstarter. So these two topics are going to be really interesting. So my German audience knows that often I did the MRTV Experience Report. That is when I had guests over at the MRTV headquarters, and those guests could, for a little fee, try out all my headsets. And it was my business, which is now gone thanks to Corona. Yeah, thanks to this shit. Let's say it like this. But still, I do sometimes have guests over that I invite, like friends, like Marco, and other fellow content creators. And then we also would do a show just like this one. And we did this in German language already, but we also wanted to do it now here for the English-speaking audience, for the international audience. And I'm absolutely looking forward to it. Right. So this time, Marco did not come to the MRTV headquarters, but I went to Marco's place because Marco is in the same city like me in Dortmund in Germany. And well, it was a great experience for me to visit him since he's also a fellow content creator with another great YouTube channel called New VR Tech. And it was cool to go there and see the place where Marco is right now. That was fun. It was fun, Marco, right?
Yes, what a great day. Thank you for coming here.
Oh, no. Thanks for the invitation. It was really cool. So I brought lots of headsets, but the main thing that we got to test were the Varjo Aero and the Arpara 5K. So, first of all, let's probably start with your experiences before, because it was not the first time that you looked through a Varjo, right? Marco, you had checked out the VR3 at the MRTV headquarters, and I'm going to link the video here somewhere where we talk about it. But probably you can tell us about that experience first, because then it will make more sense to talk about the Varjo Aero.
Yes, sure. The VR3 experience was was a little bit mixed. I've loved the picture quality and the clarity, but the weight of the HMD was not the best, and the comfort with the head strap, that was a big disadvantage, as well as the focus display. This was a little bit dropping like shadows in the picture, or maybe when you try to use the focus display, the difference between the peripheral display and the focus display was so noticeable in my eyes. So I did not consider to buy the VR3 for this amount of money, even
Right.
if it was a consumer headset.
Yeah, right, exactly. And as you can probably remember, we talked about what Varjo should do in order to sell the VR3
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
consumers. And we said, okay, why don't you drop the focus display? Why don't you drop the hand tracking? And why don't you drop the yearly fee? And
Exactly.
that is exactly what Varjo did here. So it seems
Was
like
like a
Varjo
manual, yes.
it seems like Varjo watched our video. So Varjo, dear Varjo, headquarter in Finland, thanks for watching this channel, and thanks for watching Marco and me. And yeah, that was amazing. So they did give us this. They did give us this with the Varjo Aero, which I have here, and this is the one that you also checked out at your place.
Exactly, yes.
And for all the people who have never heard about the Varjo Aero, well, you can check out my review here somewhere. I'm also going to link it. And just to put it into a nutshell, It's a high-end, exactly. It's a high-end VR headset for enthusiasts that cost 1,999 euros and dollars before tax. So here in Germany, we get to around 2,400 euros. And there's no yearly fee like with a business headset from Varjo. And well, it has a very high resolution, 2,700 by 2,800 per eye. It is mini LED LCD panel, or two of them, the aspheric lenses as compared to the Fresnel lenses of other current VR headsets. Also, you have automatic IPD adjustment with eye tracking. So you put it on, your IPD will be measured, and then the lenses and the displays move so that you always will wear it in the correct position. Yeah, right. So this just to give a brief overview. And Marco, what was your reaction or your feeling when you first heard about the Aero?
Um, I loved the email from Bestware. I've got an email from Bestware. They briefed me about the Varjo Aero, and I thought, what is going on? They did exactly the things
Like in our video, right?
we have discussed in your video, and yes, I was very excited what the crowd would say, what the people would say, and I'm still very excited how many people have ordered. I would like to know how many people
me
have
too.
ordered the HMD, but yes, I don't know, of course. Like the G2, there's only some guess of each other, but I don't know exactly how many people did pulled the trigger
Right.
to order it. Yes.
Right. But when you saw that price of after tax like 2,400 euros, which is even more in dollars, did you directly say, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger? Not just because you are also a fellow YouTuber, like talking about this stuff, but like you as an enthusiast. Did you have to fight with yourself, or
Yes.
how was your feeling? Tell us about that one.
It's too expensive. To this moment, it was too expensive, and there was too less information for me, because I've tested the VR3 and I found it uncomfortable, and it was not the perfect headset, and the warping and so much else, the lack of sound, which is still there, unfortunately.
Right.
But we have spoken to each other, and then I said, okay. I will pull the trigger. Yes,
Because we spoke to each other, or what?
exactly. You
What did I
said
say?
you said that the weight is way
Okay.
less,
Okay, right.
and the warping got better. No distortions,
distortions, yeah,
anymore.
right,
Yes,
right.
the little headset with a microphone, built-in microphone, not
Okay.
worth any price like $2,400 or euros, but it was at least a little bit. So
Okay.
I said, okay,
Okay.
I like the picture so much of the VR3, and that's the most important for me, as we have discussed in the last video
Right.
about the VR3. So I've ordered the IO.
Okay,
Yes.
so you ordered it, and yeah, well, kind of like trusting me here that this might be a good headset. But then I came to your place, and I had some headsets in the trunk of my car, and there was like
Suddenly, only few
yeah,
headsets.
only
yeah.
a few headsets. Yeah, it was the MRTV Experience to go.
Yes, exactly.
And yeah, it was a great time. It was a really fantastic day. And wow, you have such a beautiful play space. Like you have a beautiful apartment, and like lots of space in your living room. So your fiancée is totally fine that you play VR there.
I do not give an answer now. She's not. No.
Okay.
My living room is great and big. I love it too, but the base stations everywhere. I have 4 base stations, my big PC
Exactly.
in the living room. It's
Okay.
not.
But it's still comfy, I
It's
can tell you.
nothing. Sorry.
It's still comfy, even though you have the base stations.
Okay.
You like You like installed
Because
them
you
in a very
love
good
it
way.
when in a room are base stations.
You're
That's
right. It's
because you feel comfy.
yeah, you're right. Then I feel really at home when there's
Yes,
those
exactly.
lasers like looking at me.
Other
Okay.
folks come to my place and say, "Oh, what are those speakers? Or what are those cameras?" Yes, they don't
Yeah,
know
right.
it.
Exactly. Yeah, good. Anyways, let's start to talk about your experience with the Varjo Aero, and let's kind of do it just like in the direction like how the experience went. Like first, like unboxing it. So basically, you had nearly the full experience, right? I gave you the box, and then we simply went for it. so
Exactly.
yeah, you opened the box and you pulled it out. What were your thoughts about weight and build quality? And then also you did put it on before we installed the software. So tell us about your experiences with that.
Sure. I've cut my video, the experience where you have recorded me today,
Okay,
and
great.
I've seen that experience I had on a Sunday again, and I that was good for preparing for this video because.
Okay.
Yes, I felt like it was Sunday again, and I've tested just an hour ago. So the first time I've put on the Aero, or no, the first time I've get to the Aero out of the box was what? This is so lightweight. This is like G2, like not like Apara. We will talk about Apara later, but
Right.
it was very lightweight. Nothing comparable to the VR3. And the first, as you know, the first thing was, or the one of the biggest disadvantages of the VR3, in my opinion, was the weight. And
Okay.
after 1 second, I immediately thought, oh man, this is so lightweight. This is great. One disadvantage is gone. So that was a very nice experience then.
That's great. And also, there are like some conflicting information about the weight, right? Like
Exactly.
in my video, for example, I said like, okay, there's a 300 grams difference between the two headsets. Then from the official information, it is not 300 gram, but less.
Correct.
So it always depends. Do you just measure the headset itself, or do you measure the whole thing with the back strap, and then
Yeah.
also do you take into account like the just one cable instead of two, which also gives a pull? So
Yeah.
I simply with my 300 gram, I like everything together. Like what's on your head less, and that's how I came to the 300 gram, just to give our viewers an idea about it.
Okay.
So you also directly had the feeling like, okay, this is so much lighter, right?
Yes. So much.
Not
And
just 100 gram, like substantially
no.
different.
Substantially. Another headset. It looks the same, but
Yeah.
it's totally different. And you said it that the differences in the weights, like Bestware said this weight, you said this weight, Vario this, was very yes, very. There was a very big difference in those information,
Yeah, and
and
confusing.
confusing. And in my experience in the past year, I've experienced often that even when a headset is on the paper or maybe in reality lighter than another headset, that does not mean that it feels lighter. So even if the Aero is really lighter than the VR3, that does not mean that I feel it and it's light enough. So when it's the same weight like G2 on paper and in reality, that does not mean that it feels like lightweight like the G2. So I was very happy to confirm when I put it on the first time that the Aero felt way lighter than the VR3 and was very comfortable in first place. So yes, it
Okay.
was a nice experience. It's a big deal. Not I don't think just for me, because the problem is with the head strap. You have it on your
Forehead.
on your forehead, correct? And it yes wobbles around, and it's not really good on your head when you move.
You
so
mean the
not
VR3
tight.
because of the weight, or any headset?
In general,
In general,
with
okay.
this kind of head straps. And because of the weight now, that was no problem for me, really not. It was, I would say, not the tightest headset, so it's a little bit wobbly, but it's no problem at all. So don't get this information wrong. It was very comfortable, and the weight, as I said now 1,000 times, is very good.
Yeah, but this is really like so striking. Like I can remember
Correct.
when I got it first, I thought like, wow, this is a totally different headset now since
Correct.
it's so light. Well, you did not like the strap actually last time when you tried out the VR3. This was like one of your biggest critiques for the VR3, but now it's still the same one right now. And
Exactly.
tell our audience why you liked it better now. But is it because of the weight? Probably?
The circle of the aero, the weight, yes,
Yeah,
the
right.
circle of Varjo. Yes, it's because of the weight. The strap is not perfect because I found out again that the strap is too small or my head is too big, but it was not like a big tolerance in the diameter of the strap. So it was. You can see this later in my video if you want to. Maybe the automatic translation will
I can
work
link it
well
to.
for you.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. That there was not like big tolerance, a big gap between the head strap and my head, so it was fitted quite well. But if I put my glasses on, I have no chance to get in the headset comfortable. So that's still a problem. But in general, for me, not because I don't use my glasses in VR. I use prescription lenses, or now I've bought this goggles from what is it, VR Wave, or I don't know, I don't care, but it's like ways to get in the headset more comfortable as glasses, as someone who wears glasses.
Right, right. When we tried it out, you were wearing contact lenses. And
Yeah,
that's why you could easily get into the headset.
exactly.
But yeah, it's really a problem, I believe, for people with a big head with glasses. It's nearly impossible to get in, and that's why, like in my review, I wrote like if you have a diameter of like 65 centimeters, you will run into problems. So with our heads, it works now, right? But it's like already on maximum, nearly maximum. So in a future iteration, the Varjo, make it even a bit bigger.
Yes, the studies were not complete, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, right. So build quality, anything to say about the materials used or the quality feel of the headset?
No, just great.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. I think in this price category,
Yeah,
we can expect
the
a
best.
nice built headset. But as we have seen from HTC with the Pro 2, it's not normal or usual, I think, in the next generation to get better build quality. So I like it that this is a new design compared to the VR2.
Right. Yeah, so this is a really nice build quality. I agree with that. Anyway, so you went through the whole installation process. I gave you the software, and then you simply went and installed the software. Is there anything noteworthy you would like to talk about for the installation process? Was it easy? Did it work?
Yes. Yeah. It works, or it did work perfectly fine. I experienced a big benefit from with using something like Varjo Base. The name of the software is Varjo Base. There's an advantage to use a software like this before entering Steam VR, because we had sometimes that Steam VR had to be restarted and did fail to launch or something, and we did not have to get out of the headset and go to the PC, because we were in the Varjo base, And from the Varjo base environment, VR environment, we could launch SteamVR again and control our PC. This is one of
we
the
did see something already.
correct. It was
Yep,
not
yep.
black like the
Right.
Valve Index, and this is something I like very much about the G2. Okay, we don't need WMR for anything, sure, but we have control we have the control of our PC no matter what with SteamVR is, and this is a very big advantage in my opinion. So
Okay.
I like that the Varjo base has this advantage too. Yeah.
Okay. So installation went without any problem, and so that went well. And then
More
yeah,
the
oh,
most important thing
yes.
besides that, as an old HTC user, is that the resolution in the settings are the resolution that the headset will render, and not
Okay.
something like randomly chosen from I
Right.
don't know what. So
So you can
it
very yeah.
works. And yes, what the settings you set it there in the software, they come through SteamVR and they just work.
Right. Great. So then everything was installed, and now you put it on. And yeah, tell us about your experience. Tell us about the visual quality. Tell us about the lenses and pictures. How
Yes, at
was it?
first it was again stunning. The nearly edge to edge, like 98% edge to edge clarity in the headset, and I've noticed that the SteamVR dashboard was not had not the needed resolution for this kind of panel. So I've seen a little like steps in the symbols and in the words in from the dashboard, and the pictures of the games were not as good as they should be. So this was a very nice experiment, or a very nice proof that the panel is so has a so high resolution. Yes,
Right.
and yes, that was my first experience. Then I've opened the settings of SteamVR in the dashboard, and I've noticed that there is only the Varjo base is only rendering at the display resolution, so without the needed lens buffer, etc., like G2 is 100% 3 by 3K, for example, but the display is 2 by 2K nearly. And the same, of course, with every headset is here again with the Varjo Aero. And then I've went back to the Varjo base and cranked up the resolution to the correct one, which Varjo has mentioned in their presentation. And
Do you still remember the exact number, how high the resolution is actually?
no,
Some like
it
I also
was
don't remember, but it's
130%.
right,
But I
right.
think in the consumer software, in the final software, they will call it like highest or high.
Could be,
They will
yeah.
don't call it like this. Yes, I think that is the way they will do it.
Right, right.
And
Yeah.
I went back to CMR then, and I said, "Wow, it's even sharper now." I can't believe it. I really, it was so sharp. Still, even now, I cannot believe how big the difference was to with the change in resolution. Again, a big difference.
And
I haven't expected it. Like when you do super sampling with other headsets, it's okay. It's not super sampling there. It's achieving the native resolution the headset needs, but like with headset like the Index, which is not as sharp because of the screen effect and the low resolution. Super sampling, in my opinion, does not make the picture quite good after that. It was just like you have a lower FPS, but the picture is still with screen door effect. And with the Aero, there was a big gap between 100% which was not the correct resolution, and 130% in the Varjo base, which is then the 100% in SteamVR, the new 100%. So a little bit confusing,
Yeah.
but
But that was
therefore
even better.
we have these videos to talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. The funny thing is, like my through the lens videos, I only made them with
Yeah.
the standard 100% resolution, not even with the one that it should be used at. So that's something I will do in further videos.
But Sebastian, with your 4K camera, I don't think that you can capture a difference with this even big resolution and then even higher. So I don't think that it
Yeah.
it's sharp. It's like crystal
already
clear.
sharp. Yeah,
Yes.
right.
What can it?
I don't know.
But-
To be able to see more details, probably, in the distance. That's what people always want to see. Like, okay, show us some sim, show us how far you can look into the distance, and then the higher resolution might help.
Okay, could be.
Right. Yeah, right. Anyways, we know now in 2021 that virtual reality visuals are really a combination of panel and the optics, like the lenses. And I believe here with this headset, this is like a prime example. And Marco, probably you can tell us a bit more about the lenses, your experiences with the lenses, with the sweet spot, with the edge-to-edge clarity. You just mentioned 98%. How do you get to this number? And just let's compare it probably against other headsets in terms of the lenses and how it plays together with the display.
The lenses are even more important than the panel, because maybe we have the exact or maybe a better panel in the Vive Pro 2, but we cannot
See
yet we cannot
Yeah,
see it
you're right.
because
You're right.
the lens is between our eyes and the display, and the lenses are not good in the Pro 2. So
Yeah.
the spheric lenses here in the Varjo Aero are the factor that we can see this clarity, this sharp display, and have this edge-to-edge clarity. Even the G2 display is phenomenal. Even with today's standards, there's no headset with this price, with this clarity. Still not. So the Varjo Aero is the first consumer headset which has better clarity than the G2, but it costs 2,000 euros more. So I don't have to ask myself the question which headset has the better value. Of course, the G2. But
Right.
When I ask myself the question which has the best of everything, but not sound, then
Right,
the
we're gonna get
Varjo
to this.
Aero with those lenses and displays is the king, of course. Not
Right.
the biggest FOV, but in my opinion, there's only like the Pro 2 and the Valve Index. Oh no, I know only the Valve Index with good lenses and a good FOV.
The
Or
Valve
a
Index.
little larger FOV.
Right, right.
Let's call
But
it
it's not really good lenses, in my opinion. The Valve
because of
Index.
the
God
glare.
rays. Yeah, the
Yeah,
glare is
yeah.
really like wow. Yeah, that's something that's so beautiful with these aspheric lenses, right? That there's absolutely
Exactly.
no glare at all.
You're right. When I said good lenses, I mean a good edge clarity and a good clarity at all, because I think even when the Valve Index, even with this low resolution panel, it looks clear.
Okay.
It's not that you think that the display is better behind the lens. But you're right, the glare is something, and this is also with the Pro 2, which destroys some experience. Of course, in games you say, yes, I don't notice it. But when you do an A/B comparison, you notice that games look different when you have no glare. It's often that you don't know what you cannot see because you have only this vision with your headset. Because normal people have one headset, and this is good. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But we're definitely not normal people, it seems.
Yeah, no, we're not. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, before we get to distortions and warping, I believe we should also talk about colors and FOV because it has more to do with the panel and the lenses. So tell us about the FOV, and let's also tell the audience that your actual daily driver is the G2, right? So you are used to the Reverb G2. So
Exactly.
tell us
Because
about.
my Pro 2 is always in RMA.
Oh yeah, that's another unfortunate topic. Yep. So, how about the panel? Tell us about the colors.
The FOV was very good in my opinion, or is very good. No, very good is maybe the wrong term. It's totally standard for me and totally
Standard.
okay for me. It's not totally good because everyone has another definition of totally good, but it's standard. It's like we haven't measured it. We have forgot to measure it with my eyes, but I haven't noticed any different to the G2 or to the Quest 2. When I do those comparisons, even with other face gaskets, I see the difference maybe in the test tool, of course, in numbers because I measure it there, and maybe a few seconds after I go into the headset and had another FOV with another headset before, but then I cannot see it. What I cannot forget is when I put on the Pimax and see those distortions. So
Okay.
I always I always prefer a little or a normal FOV in my opinion than those distortions where you think that something is not right, something is
Yeah.
not like reality.
Something's
I
off, just off
yes,
somehow.
it's
Yep.
not just something, but yes, it's yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay.
Right.
It's very big deal for me. I'm a person, and the opinion is of course only just for me, that I need a crystal clear picture and the biggest edge to edge clarity with no distortions at all, no nothing which is different from the reality. Because the virtual reality should look better than the reality and not worse.
That makes sense. Could you also comment on the colors before we get to distortions and warping?
Yes, sure. That's something I have no problem with colors or brightness in all of these headsets. Only
Okay.
the Quest 2 is a headset where I can see the black levels are not good and the colors are not so vibrant, so it's a little grayish display, or I don't know why it is like this. But other headsets like the Valve Index, the G2, the Vive Pro 2, the Varjo VR3, the Varjo Aero, everything is always fine with the colors and the brightness. But with the Pro 2, only when you disable the auto adjustment, the auto brightness. That was something I've noticed immediately. So yes, that's I would say everything is fine.
Okay.
I did not notice any difference to the brightness because it's brighter now than the VR3, as you have said, correct? Because of
Yes,
the
it
missing
is.
focus display.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not notice it, but I
Okay.
did not notice the not so bright picture with the VR3 either.
Yeah, it
So
also looked
yes.
already very good, actually. Yeah,
That's
right.
nothing I really care. I can see. No, of course I care, but I cannot see the difference when I don't do A/B tests.
Right.
The important thing is to have a good experience when you have the headset on, and when you feel something is off, then it's a bad experience. But that was not
Agreed.
the case with colors, with brightness, and so on. And
Okay.
the 98% edge-to-edge clarity, which I claim, is like I've looked to the sides of the lenses, and I could see, I did see everything sharp to the edge of the display. So I would not say 100. It's like yes, we Germans don't say 100%, always 99%. And yes, this is like my opinion about it.
Okay. Okay, good. Great. Right. Now let's get to a very important topic, and that is distortions and warping. Like in my content of the VR3, I always said, like, wow, I love the picture, but, and there was quite a big but, there are visible
Big but.
distortions. A big but, yeah,
Yeah.
a big but. There's some kind of distortions. And before we get into the topic, let me explain to our viewers what kind of distinction we make now in talking about the distortions. So
Sorry, what is the distinction?
the Unterschied,
Okay, difference. Okay.
difference. I kind of make a distinction now in our talk between distortions in general and warping. While warping also is some kind of distortion, it's still something that I want to distinguish here because, well, they have like solved some problems, in my opinion. Anyways, so before the types of distortions that I saw in the Varjo VR3 were like strong barrel distortions. There was, when I was looking up and down, there was some kind of wave going through the picture, and there was like the biggest kind of distortion that would like remind me something is off here. There's something wrong, as you mentioned, Marco, before, right? If something is not right, then you will feel unfortunate.
Something is shit. Let's say it. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not only not right. It's like, what's this for a garbage?
Yeah, right. Yeah. The international audience, you now see the directness of us Germans because we just directly go to the point. Yeah, exactly. You're right. You're totally right. So there was one point where I always had to say, like in my VR3 coverage, wow, this is great, everything. Like the clarity is beautiful and the resolution stuff, but this is something that can pull me out of the immersion. Then the other thing is warping, and that is a phenomenon that you can see at the sides, at the very peripheral area of the lenses. It is something that you could see, for example, with a magnifying glass. If you hold a magnifying glass and then
That's a good description, yes.
You move around, and then you will see that at the edges of the magnifying glass, your environment is moving faster than in the rest of the picture. And well, that is what I would call warping. And Marco, tell us about your experience about those two different kinds of distortions in the Aero in that particular software build that I had.
Okay, so in my opinion, there were no distortions at all, like Sebastian has described before, like the distortions where the picture is, the FOV is too big, and there has to be, like, because the lenses are not good. When to be honest, I don't know why there are so much distortions at Pimax headsets. I don't know exactly why. So I cannot understand. I cannot explain why the distortions exist and why they don't exist here. I mean, when I look into the lenses,
because of the wide FOV,
exactly.
They can't display. Yeah.
When I look into the lenses, I see this little clear Fresnel lens, and then this big area of rings to the side. And when I see it in my hands, when I have the HMD in my hands, that's no surprise for me that are so much distortions. But
in the Pimax, you mean?
In the Pimax, but as we discussed before, the VR3 had a little distortions. No, not the VR. They had barrel distortions, right?
Barrel distortions. Yes.
That's something different, and yes, and the lenses are perfectly fine. So it's sometimes the software as well. No? Software is very important, and So I've lost I've lost my thinking. What was the what was the point? Like
What was the question again,
what was the
Sebastian?
question? So it was like there's warping, that's not good, really not. But there are no distortions and no barrel distortions, and the picture is fine. But when you move, you have warping, like Sebastian has described with a magnifying lens. Not with your smartphone. Don't use the magnifying app. That's something different. You have to use a real magnifier, and yes, then you have those warping effect on the right of the on the
Peripheral area.
corner of the lenses. Correct, but only when you move. When I say only when you move, I don't want to say that it's not a bad thing, because it's a bad thing. But I will explain. I would like to explain when it happens. So when I got the chance to try the Aero out, I've seen again immediately the warping, and it took like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And when I looked to the side of the lenses, I've seen it again, of course, and still I could see it, but it was not a thing anymore. And my hope is that Varjo will fix the problem, like at least like PSVR niveau, like no problem at all with those aspheric lenses, I think.
Okay, hopefully.
What would you say?
Yeah, actually, I have big hopes again because I saw what they can do with software. Like I told you in the VR3, I really believe the distortions also in the middle of the picture, not only at the peripheral area, were a
Okay.
real problem, right? Like a real problem. But then they gave me that software that actually nobody else has next to Steve. It's like a better software where this is gone, the normal distortions, but there's still that distortions, that warping, which I believe is actually for me personally, like when you're in a game, like I really don't see it anymore. Just if I want to see it, I can see it. If I look at it, right, it's still there. But I believe that they can still improve that as well. I really have that hope or that trust in Varjo, in their engineers, that they can still improve it. And just today, actually, I got a new software version that I have not tried out yet.
Oh,
I have
why
not tried
not?
out yet. Yeah, I will try it out after this talk. And then they say, okay, they have even minimized it. So
So there's always a cliffhanger at MRTV.
you have to
Stay
you have
tuned.
to stay tuned. Exactly. Yeah. If you have not subscribed to this channel, you should absolutely do that now. But yeah, so I have big hopes for that. But even as it is now, I would say, wow, it's a great headset, and it gives me the clarity and that edge clarity and that resolution that right now at this moment no other headset can give me, and it makes all of my games suddenly look so much better. So that's it.
I would again agree, like 99%. You're right, and I will look forward to get the headset now. I'm really excited to test it out here alone with my PC with the final software.
Right.
But
More time.
correct. But with this price, I would not only hope that they will fix the warping. I would like to say you have to fix it. There's a chance, a big chance compared to like HTC that they will fix it. They will fix problems, but as always, we just have to test it out, and we have to wait. But maybe they cannot fix it because
be.
they have not communicate the commitment to eliminate it completely. So it's just a
Right.
little hope from us, I would say.
Right. Well, we can say that in general, this headset is also not without its compromises. As
Yeah.
much as companies love to say, "Wow, we have now the headset without compromises," it's not true. So there has to be there are compromises. Like for example, okay, great, the lenses are now clear, so many benefits like big sweet spot, edge clarity, but well, aspheric lenses do come with problems, right? With distortions. So it's not without compromises. And then you
those
really
lenses come without sound, I think.
yeah. Yeah, they come without sound. Yeah. So it is really up to everyone out there to find out what is important for them, right? So probably they can live with that warping, but instead
Sure, exactly.
So
I would
it's
say
really
from my experience now, like VR3, I don't know, 1 hour in total, and Aero like 1 hour. I would say the warping is not as big of the deal as the worse lenses would be, like the Pro
right.
2.
I totally
But-
agreed with you. Totally.
Okay, but maybe some folks say now the Pimax distortions are not as big of a deal as the warping in the Aero. I don't know. For me, the Pimax distortions were like, I will put it off now. I don't like it, and this is like everything is so great. Let's see what this warping will be like in 2 weeks, for
Right.
example. And my strategy is to have it like 10 12 days here, and then the return time will end where I can return the headset to my vendor, and if it's a problem for me I will return it. But I can confirm that the picture quality for me, of course, I can confirm for me that the picture quality is way better and stunning than every disadvantage of the headset.
This is a great point, and
the price.
Thanks for making it. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It is expensive. So, would you say it is? Yeah, for you, obviously, it is worth it because you did pre-order it and buy it, and you did not
I don't
cancel.
know.
You did not cancel your order.
You're right. You're right, because I don't know.
You're an enthusiast.
Yes, but actually I don't need it. Often I use my Quest because it's so convenient.
Right.
It just works. I have no wire, and yes, I have all of the headsets here which I have, and yes, they get dust, but the Quest is always in use. So now I've ordered the Aero, and for me I think it's worth it, but I don't know if I use it this much. So afterwards, I would say it's a great headset, but it did not worth it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's too expensive to just have it here in the shelf.
Right. Totally
Yeah.
agreed. Yeah, you will see how much you are really going to use it then. So.
We have to play more games, Sebastian. You
Oh,
play
yeah, right.
two less games.
Yeah.
Me
the
too.
time-
Me too.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Aero, yeah, it doesn't come with any audio. Probably you can also talk about this point. Like, what are your thoughts about not getting audio when paying this kind of price? I mean, I'm kind of suggestive here with my question, but but anyways, tell us about it.
It's ridiculous to have no audio.
Okay,
There's no excuse. But
okay,
I have one excuse for Varjo,
okay.
but only because another vendor has screwed up completely. The audio solution. I don't blame Pimax or HTC. It's just like
Okay.
my opinion.
Yeah,
My
your personal opinion.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I don't say that there are no people who like their headsets like the Pro 2 or the 8KX. I love that
Yeah.
there is someone.
It's
or
your personal opinion that you voice
of course,
here.
but I would like to point out that I love that there are Pimax customers and Pro 2 customers which also love their headsets and be with me, with the community in VR. That's great. So when everything is fine, then it's great. But my opinion, and now I'm speaking here in YouTube, and of course, then people respond to me or don't blame Pimax so often or HTC. But what should I do? When there's something not okay for me, you would like to know my opinion, and then I have to say yes.
Okay, let us know about your opinion.
The audio shit. It's like completely garbage on the Pro 2. But above that, there's this buzzing noise. I'm
the Pro
very
2.
happy that they have fixed my buzzing noise in the first RMA process, so
Okay.
they get the RMA seriously in my case, because to be honest, they know that I'm a YouTuber, only a small one, but I'm a YouTuber, and they respond like 10 minutes, and it was like after 4 days again here in my home, and they have completely changed the main board in the headset, the lenses, everything, the conductive fiber. I don't, as I've seen those experience from other people, I don't think that it was just luck. I think because I said, hey, I'm a YouTuber, I will do a review, get rid
this
of
done.
this. Yes, get this done.
So, yeah, okay.
It's just a guess, okay. But let's say there's no buzzing noise then for me. The high fidelity sound is like the worst sound I've ever heard. It's like so muffy, so like eine Decke, was heißt eine Decke?
A blanket.
A blanket above the speaker, in front of the speaker, and between my ears and the speaker. I don't know. That are so big speakers at the Pro 2, and they sound worse than the Quest 2's little cutouts there.
Okay, so it seems like you don't like the Pro 2 sound. So now you can make a point about this sound, non-existing.
Exactly. And so the question was,
get this though. Yeah, what are your thoughts about that part?
Yeah. So because I wanted to point this out, because the difference here with the Aero, which is even more expensive, so it's so ridiculous, that they don't claim they have hi-fi audio. You know when you buy it, then there's no audio, so you don't feel betrayed or have bad feelings after you purchase, because they have not said to you high fidelity sound like Dolby Atmos out of your smartphone, haha. So that is the only thing I can say is good from Varjo. You know there's no audio, you know what to expect, and at least you get you can show it again.
Yeah,
maybe, yes, the little
in-ears. Yes.
In-ears,
which are actually good.
With microphone with the right length, the correct cable length. It's important. I hate when I use like in streams, because the microphone records the in-game sound. The streams with my Quest, I've always used my smartphone headphones, because I don't like this kind of headphones in VR, because I have to put them away when I would like to go out of the VR and so on. So the cable is so long from other in-ears or other headsets, and it's very important that they have made the sides different long with a different length. And okay, I don't know why they have not put a microphone in this headset. I don't understand that they haven't put a microphone in the VR3, but of course, and as well, I don't understand why there's no audio solution.
Right,
it's
I think we mentioned that in the last talk already. Like for them, it seems like it was really about the optics, like making it for engineers who look at things in VR, and not really this kind of communication part, which is, of course, for us really important.
I bet that the VR4 or the
Varjo
2, yes, of course,
it's gonna have it. It's like it's like a learning process. Like,
correct,
right? This is like we have this now because they could easily make this out of the VR3, and I'm kind of happy that we have it
Exactly.
for being able to look at things in a way that we can look at things now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not without compromises.
But maybe they will do like VR3 or Aero 2, and they said when you have a Aero 1, you will get the Aero 2 for the
free.
difference price.
I like the Pimax.
Because they see that the Pimax
right.
has
This offer.
this offer, which
What a genius idea, yeah.
exactly. I don't know why there's no one else
You're
who
I
had
like
the
this.
idea before. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. This extremely trustworthy idea. Yeah, right. Okay, so I think we have talked about it. So to summarize it again, you keep your pre-order. You're actually looking forward to it.
Yes, I would point out when I was the first time in your headquarter, you invited me to test out the Pro 2.
Right.
And this was like a disappointment. So I was so disappointed after testing the Pro 2. I knew that my Pro 2 would arrive the day after I was in your headquarter, and I did not look forward to it.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
I know, I can remember. But this time you're looking forward to it. Okay.
I count the days now,
Perfect.
and I hope it will come this year, not in January.
Hope so
But
too.
yes, we have
Let's
to see it. Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's the Aero. Now let's go to the next headset that you looked through. Well, we can't do an in-depth comparison because actually for the Arpara 5K, you didn't check out the whole VR experience in Steam VR. But we're going to get to this in a moment. Let me just tell the people who have never heard about the Arpara 5K. This is a new headset that is going to be on Kickstarter really soon. It costs on Kickstarter $400. And the interesting part about this headset is that it's the first headset that I used with a micro OLED display. And this would give us really good black values. And it also has a high resolution with maximum 2560 by 2560 pixels per eye, nearly as much as the Aero, but with a really crazy form factor. This is 200 grams. It basically weighs like nothing. So that is interesting. And well, this here, it doesn't come with 6DoF tracking, so you have to add like a module on top of it. And here in the MRTV headquarters, I tried it with a NOLO module, which gives you just some kind of okay tracking. And there's going to be a Lighthouse module for this, so you will be able to use this with Lighthouse tracking, and that will set you back another $100 on top of this $400. So with around $500, you would get this headset. And there's also going to be a standalone version where this has like inside-out tracking, its own battery, and then you can directly stream from your computer. And this is targeted at us enthusiasts, actually, who want to stream PCVR content. So you tried this, Marco, but you didn't try like the VR experience. You only tried the function where you would plug your phone into it via USB-C, and then you could see your phone in VR, let's say it, or like floating in front of you. So you did see the colors and the resolution, and that's what you can comment on right now. So tell us about your experience when you first had it in your hands.
I have
your
a
thoughts.
question before. How can I connect this to the PC?
You can connect this to the PC via a cable. It goes into USB-C here, and on your computer, it is DisplayPort 1.4. And
so
a USB
it's like a USB-C display out mode.
Yeah, right.
It's not a compressed display signal.
No. It's DisplayPort. It's a pure.
Okay. Native grid. Okay.
Yeah, it looks really good. It looked really good. Well.
Okay. Yes.
Tell us your whole experience with
I've watched a few minutes of Breaking Bad in Netflix on Sebastian's smartphone because we had not as much time on this day because I've tested the Aero so much, so long exactly, and then I said because Sebastian has said to me, you can you can use it now with your PC. You can test it out with your PC. But I said, what about the tracking? Where's the lighthouse module? And he said, it arrives in a few weeks. And I said, when there's no tracking now, then this is no headset I would look forward to. So that was not as
Makes sense.
important for me. But of course, Sebastian has give me the offer to test it out with the smartphone, and of course, I was very excited to see it because I've watched his video, and the OLED panel is very good. I would say at first, I you have packed everything in the original boxes
Exactly.
like
You had the
it was
unboxing experience, basically. Yeah.
completely exactly. And I've unboxed it, and it felt like a toy. When you maybe you can put yes exactly, you know what I
Like
mean,
this. Yeah.
like this. And I said, what's this? It's like 50 grams in my hands, and it feels so cheap, or if it felt so cheap,
So light.
so lightweight. And then he had this elite strap, and yes, it was because of the weight, very comfortable. It's like wearing glasses, like the direction, not exactly, but it's not a normal VR headset experience when it's on your head. And then it was so unclear, and I said, "Oh, the your your spheric, your
Diopter?
diopter
Off.
is off." Correct. So because I've weared contact lenses, I've set it to 0 then, and then I could see this picture, and it was only a mirror of his Android mobile phone. It was very, very good. The black levels, of course, with OLED, and everything was fine. I wasn't expecting that. uh, there's something we haven't talked about here in this stream, because there was another headset I've tested on this day. It was the HTC Vive Flow. And actually, this, in my experience, is the better Vive Flow.
Yeah.
Way better, because it did work
Out
after
of the
one
box.
minute
Yeah.
out of the box, correct? And the picture was way better. So
Agreed.
it was very stunning for me, but just because I did not expect it. I did not expect anything, and then the experience is always good. I haven't tested it out, as I said, or as Sebastian said, in SteamVR. I haven't seen the
Whole FOV. You didn't see the whole
the
FOV as well.
FOV exactly. I did not see the refresh rate.
Right.
So for me, this product does not exist as a customer, as a customer would like to have. I want to buy this headset when it will release sometime at a vendor here, a German vendor, where I have my rights here. Yeah? If everything is not okay, I can go to the vendor and they will help me. And when I ordered in China or the Kickstarter, for me it's very difficult to.
It's risky.
Yeah, it's very risky. I don't want to lose my money, just for pushing the VR,
Industry.
the VR industry. I push it with my videos. That's my thing,
Okay.
how I do it. And yes, so let's conclude. It was a very nice picture with this little handy smartphone mirror. But I'm very excited because Sebastian got a unit,
Yep.
and this is better than Megadodo with Deka Gear has done till now. They haven't sent any Blogger edition or anything of the Deka Gear 1, only the Deka Move. And so Apara is quite a little ahead. So yes, I watch MRTV. I will look at your videos if you have
Great.
any news
Yes.
from Apara. It's always good to have a new competitor.
I totally agree, and it came out of the blue, out of nothing. Suddenly they were there,
Exactly.
right? We heard of the headset, we have no
Yeah.
idea about them, and it's good to really have it here, and to see that it's real. And yeah, well, I'm looking, just like you said, I'm looking forward to try out the full experience with the full refresh rate, thanks to a better cable, with the full tracking, lighthouse tracking. They have this module, right, which is then here, which is gives us the lighthouse tracking. And then it might be a very interesting headset. But agreed, as it is right now, you simply cannot do the comparisons.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
lenses are very good.
The lenses are these pancake lenses where you can set the diopter. I think that's amazing. And going forward, I would hope that more and more companies go with that.
But what is this for technology? So, I think, what was the first headset with pancake lenses? The Flow, which we heard
I
about?
think, actually, I already had an older one, like last year's, what's called the Huawei glasses.
So,
Also, this small
you're
form
right.
factor. They also had these pancake lenses, where also
Yeah.
you can set the diopter.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's cool. It's cool that this is happening now. And
So
Yeah.
what's the difference between Fresnel, aspheric, and those pancake lenses? Why is every vendor or every manufacturer using other lenses? Because when we look through aspheric or those pancake lenses, we think, I will never use again a Fresnel lens, of course. For
You're
example.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, different kind of architecture for those spheric lenses. I believe that they are made from one piece, one piece of structure like glass. But with pancake lenses, it's like two
Yeah.
lenses.
And the gap is the
And there's a gap.
the,
Yeah, you can set the diopter exactly.
diopter, correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So I need to also do more research. What are the negative parts from the pancake lenses? Right, there must be some as well.
But there are no.
Yeah, from
The
what I
Flow and this one.
yeah, they
was
look good,
just
right?
good. Yeah.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. So we have to do some more digging. What is actually the bad part about them? We'll find out. We'll find out eventually and let you know here on the channel. Yeah. Anyways, great to hear your about your experiences with those two headsets. And it was a fantastic day when I went to your office and when we tried all these headsets, and we're going to do this again for sure. And thanks for letting us know about your experiences, and I hope this was helpful for lots of people out there who want to know more about the Aero and about the Arpara.
Thank you, Sebastian, and thank you to the viewers and the comments in the last video. It was very nice to know that another opinion is very helpful for you. So I hope, as you said, that this will help you in your decision which HMD is the correct one for you.
Right, exactly. So do leave comments. We do read them. We read them last time. And if you want to see more of these in-depth analysis with me and Marco, also do let us know in the comment section. We do read those comments. And also, if you want to see Marco's first reactions when he looked through all these headsets, we captured them on video, and you will be able to see them on Marco's channel. And I am going to put the link down into the description of this video, so you can simply do auto-translate thanks to Google, and then probably you'll also understand what was going on there. So do check out Marco's channel. It's called New VR Tech, and it's really a great channel. Okay, yeah, that's everything for this, for another in-depth talk. I super enjoyed it, Marco. Hope you too.
Thank you.
And thanks for being here again on the channel, and looking forward to all the comments in the comment section. And that's everything that we got for this video. If you have not yet subscribed to MRTV, then absolutely do that now so that you don't miss these in-depth videos about VR headset in the future. Do leave you a thumbs up if you enjoyed this in-depth video. And well, I'm looking forward to see you in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.